With the new My Lowe's Pro Rewards American Express card, earn 3 points per dollar spent on Lowe's qualifying purchases for the first 6 months after card account opening. Plus, save 5% every day on eligible purchases at Lowe's and earn points on eligible purchases everywhere else Amex is accepted. Card members get more at Lowe's. Subject to credit approval. 5% can't be combined with any other offer. Exclusions and restrictions apply. Points subject to loyalty terms at Lowe's.com/terms and credit reward terms at Synchrony.com/MLPRA-terms. Visit Lowe's.com/business credit.
You're listening to Heaving Bosoms, the podcast where two best friends recap romance novels while getting acquainted with knot sacks and recovering from bean revelations. Hey HBs, it's time for part 2. And if yesterday piqued your interest in the rest of the books in this series, I'm recapping books 2 and 3 for Sabrina on Patreon and our Apple Podcast subscription this Friday. Book 2 is all about the two rival captains, and it's a second chance romance, and I loved it. We also get so much more about the couple in this book. And book 3 is a friends to lovers that had me, almost literally bug-eyed through most of the read. It felt so scandalous. So yeah, that's Friday on Patreon and our Apple Podcast subscription. Some wonderful people have supported us on Patreon, so help me share a huge thanks with Amy B., Shannon B., Samantha, Olivia C., Lindsay B., and Sidzil H. All right, when we left you yesterday, Alonso had been navigating a fierce crush on Levi that he's trying desperately to ignore. That's where we're jumping in to part 2 of Fresh Ice by Marina Vivancos. Okay, so now we're whimsying through practices and games, except that Alonso has to keep on going to the bathroom and jerking off a little bit real quick when Levi does anything. And Levi's getting more comfortable with him because they're BFFs. And so he'll launch himself onto the couch or the bed to show him a meme and stuff. And Alonso is having to deal with this physical contact because, again, any kind of affection from his mom was coddling him. So he's not only having a friend for the first time in his life, but he's getting used to physical touch as a very casual love language that's not a helmet slap on the ice or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then one day they're sitting on the couch and they're talking about totally normal stuff, except that there's this continuous roll in Alonso's head thinking about how they could maybe have sex.
Hang on, Melody. I need to know if you felt a scene by this as okay. I felt a scene, because immediately leading into this scene, they are grocery shopping and Levi wants to buy a bunch of meat. Oh my God. And Alonso is the last time you bought meat and a bunch of fresh produce, it all went bad. And Levi was like, I'll cook it.
Not this time.
Well, not this time. And then he did, in fact, buy all of that meat and those veggies and then cooked it that night.
Performatively. Yeah.
Performatively.
Immediately and performatively.
Yeah, he didn't even want meat that night, but he had to prove himself. And I've never felt more seen than by Levi spite cooking a bunch of meat. And then they're watching Disney movies because Alonso has never seen Disney movies. Oh and they're hanging out on the couch.
That he hasn't had a childhood in so many different ways, including but not limited to never seeing The Lion King, And Alonso is like watching this thing and he's watching Levi have like big feelings about when Mufasa gets trampled.
Mhm.
And it's adorable. But yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No, don't be sorry. That is completely necessary information because it just is yet another reminder that his father was an asshole before he ever presented as an Omega.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because the reason, it's not that they didn't watch Disney because they didn't like Disney in the household. They didn't do anything for pleasure.
Anything childish or for leisure. There was no leisure in his dad's house.
And then, listener, I need you to hear this quote.
Please.
Because they're hanging out. They're also, importantly for me, they were preparing to watch The Sword in the Stone next, which is a fantastic movie. And I'm always shocked to find out people have never heard of it. Similar to Quest for Camelot, I'm shocked. But this is significantly more well-known than Quest for Camelot.
That one's more relatable.
But Alonso remembered reading about repression once. The topic discussed in some magazine he'd been flipping through while he waited for the doctor. The article detailed why repression did not work. The act of pushing a thought down, it said, meant the person was interacting with it, and therefore kept the thought in an active state. Ignoring it for too long would only lead to intrusive thoughts, impulsive behaviors. Distantly, Alonso acknowledged it was the only explanation for what he did next. With a lurch, he pressed his lips against Levi, his first kiss.
And so then he pulls back and he's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Sorry, I shouldn't have done that or whatever. And Levi's like, whoa, wait.
What just happened?
And so it's so cute because Alonso is like trying to abort mission as hard as possible. And Levi's being like, wait, no, you're going to deal with my confusion because I'm like not into it.
Yeah.
But I
he's
do
like,
need
is
to
this
know
a
what's
prank?
happening.
Are you kidding right now? Are you fucking with me, Alonso?
Right. As if Alonso
so,
could in any universe.
Oh my God. Alonso is, I was going to say unfuckable, but that's not true.
No.
That's not what I'm trying to get.
He's going to need at least 5 years of therapy before he could even consider doing a prank on someone.
Especially a prank like this.
Yeah, he's very anxiously attached. Yeah.
Yes. And so Levi finally is like, okay. So you want to kiss me? And Alonso's like, no, I mean, I guess, kind of, but like, I wasn't thinking when I did that, and like, you aren't into it, and that's fine. You're fine. This is fine. Everything's
You're not into
fine.
me? That's fine.
And Levi's like, whoa.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Literally, word for word, that's what he says.
Is that what
my God?
he says? Nice.
And then Levi is like, I mean, come on, you know what you look like. Ooh. And we're friends and stuff. It's not like me wanting to kiss you is out of the question here.
Yeah,
and Alonso's
he's like, it's coming out of left field. Like, I didn't think you saw me like that at all. And then Alonso does the mean thing. He doesn't know it's mean, but when we know all, it's mean. It's never actually said, but I know in my bones it's mean. And it's that he goes, well, you're just an alpha that I trust.
Mm-hmm.
And Levi's like, oh, yeah. Okay, so you just want to have, like, a safe sexual experience. And Alonso's like, that's it. That's all it is. No, nothing
Well,
weirder
no,
than
because,
that.
but Alonso specifically is like, I don't want to use you, so, like, we don't have to, he's like, no, it's fine. I mean, I know it's not a small thing, you asking me this, and I mean, if you are asking me this.
Yeah. To clarify, are you though?
Yeah, I love that they keep putting their pieces on the board and then picking them right back up again.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and Levi's like, so like now? And Alonso's like, I mean, yeah. And then they have the sweetest, most intimate, like transcendent sex.
Listen, it's so cute. The consent is beautiful because, like, at one point, Alonso is on Levi's lap on the couch still, and he, like, puts his face kind of near Levi's scent gland, and he's like, can
on his neck.
And Levi's like, yeah,
please.
Yeah, abso-fucking-lutely. And then, like, Alonso's just like, snurfling and licking and stuff. And Levi is
Yeah.
into it. And guess what, listener? It is fucking on to him. They go to Levi's bedroom. So Alonso is just inundated with Levi's delicious, delicious scent. He is so fucking horny. They're both so horny for each other. And then it's so devastating because Levi puts him on his stomach and Alonso's like, oh man, I was kind of hoping we would do face to face, but hey, okay, I get it. Like, this is okay.
He didn't want
That's
this
fine.
to be like all the other times, but like he'll take it.
And then Levi
like makes it clear though. He's like, okay, it's better if you're on your stomach for this part, but he doesn't go any further to clarify. So Alonso doesn't know for sure.
And then Levi like opens him up and worships him from behind. And Alonso's so into it. And then Levi flips him over and is like, all right, let's go, buddy.
Are we ready for this?
And Alonso is like, yeah, abso-fucking-lutely, let's go with this. And then, oh my God, the dirty Levi is a talker, unsurprisingly.
Yes.
And he is so sweet and worshipful and like
praising.
Yes. It is delicious. And then before they actually get down to it, Alonso gives like a little teasing blowjob, or not blowjob, hand job kind of thing. And Levi's like super into it and he's so praising and things. And it's just, it heals something inside of Alonso, I think. Or like begins the healing process. And then they have this beautiful thing, except then devastatingly, after they've copulate to completion. Why did I say it like that?
I love that. I love it.
Is that the right use of the term copulate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So they copulate to completion penetratively.
Indeed.
And Alonso gets in his head and he's like, well, obviously Levi doesn't want me like sticking around after this. It was just sex. It was just getting his rocks off.
And he's like, and I can't indulge these weak omega instincts of like wanting to be snuggled and all of that. It's weakness and it's bad. And so he gets up like as fast as possible and starts getting dressed. And the reader can tell that Levi's like pretty disappointed about it.
Yeah, because literally it's the most awkward thing. Alonso looks at Levi still naked laying on the bed. He is fully dressed and he says, thanks for doing that.
Duh.
Yeah, don't mention it. And they don't.
No.
They go to practice the next day.
They promised each other that it wouldn't mess with their friendship or their hockey. And it doesn't mess with their hockey, but Levi's weird. Levi's weird all day.
Absolutely messes with their hockey because they're a
Does it?
powerhouse duo on the
right.
team. And so Levi being weird on the ice.
Yeah, he misses like 4 passes. And this is when Alonso, I kind of liked this because Alonso like smashes him up against the boards, like just shy of too hard. And he's like, hey, get it the fuck together. We said this wouldn't mess with anything. Like, get it the fuck together. And Levi's like, yes, yep, definitely.
Yep.
And afterwards, so then Alonso's in his head and he's like, I'm sorry. I know I guess it's not what you wanted. And Levi's like, whoa, no. And he's like, okay, so you got in your head, like what's going on? And he's like, yeah, I didn't expect it to be like that,
Intense.
like intimate. Intense, he says, yeah. And Alonso's like, intense bad. And he's like, no, the opposite, intense good. But then they decide to never, ever do it again. Why would they ever do that again?
So we're going to do a little bit of zippy zap and you'll learn why they do it again. And it's because they're in Colorado for a game. Yeah. And Alonso's one and only friend, Z.
Aww.
They're getting dinner. And Levi, damn it, I'm having to correct myself. I don't think you've said it wrong once.
I have. I've said it at least twice.
Well, I don't remember that, so it didn't happen.
We're always harder on ourselves.
We are always harder on ourselves. We hold ourselves to higher standards.
It's true.
So anyway, they go to dinner and Levi is like a little jealous about the fact that, like, clearly jealous that Alonso is going to dinner with an alpha.
Yeah. And he's
Alonso's like,
he's like, who you texting? What's happening over there? You text to Miss Testerson. And he's like, what are you talking? Just like a friend, bro. Like, do you want to come along? Levi's like, well, I wouldn't want to impose. He's like, you're not. Come with us, you weirdo.
yeah, because to be fair, Levi is being
a weirdo.
A fucking weirdo.
Yeah. Well, and I love him so much because this is the first of 2 times that this happens. And as soon as he realizes what he's accidentally doing, he's so apologetic. But they go to dinner with Z and another friend.
Hey, I'm also just gonna like, as an outside of the situation person, tell you, Levi, you should just hold on to the apology because you're gonna be a lot weirder in a little bit than you are right now. Yeah, like just wait. You could have just waited, you know, save some of the precious oxygen in the atmosphere with that apology until after you go to dinner with them and get so jealous that you start scenting.
He starts projecting his scent is the actual like verbiage.
Yeah.
Which was that boy did I spend quite the amount of time figuring out how that would work and like why that would be a thing. How one does it come out of your do you push it out of your pores on purpose? Is that what happens? Are you
I
farting?
meant just kind of like sweating, but I did have you saying that just now. My first thought was just a fart explosion of just like and then everyone's like, whoo!
Look, that will ruin a dinner, you know, for everybody involved.
That's not how it works. I choose to.
I'm still not sure about the logistics.
It doesn't matter.
It's like
he's got his scent glands, and maybe they just like
he gets like hot under the collar, and it gets like extra smelly.
Kind of like those misters, you know, for like plants at the supermarket. You know,
yeah,
he's
like that.
It's like, and then like. You think that they make clothing that like soaks it? I bet they make. Man, I
bet they do.
I bet they make.
I bet
clothing
it's a whole industry because they make scent neutralizing soaps.
Yeah, I'll bet it's a whole industry because I'm sure that there's like situations where, and in other Omegaverse, this gets discussed and things where like you don't want in a hospital alphas and omegas scenting all over the place in firefighter like emergency recovery situations and things where people are already on a wire or dealing with stress or all of these things.
I bet there's like a deodorant-esque like roll-on stick that you can use in those kind
or like
of
maybe like some kind of like depending on how well because now I'm imagining like we made the jokes about like
is it the fart you're thinking about
fart and stuff. No, but I mean it is a little bit, but I was thinking more like sweating from your armpit and how your armpit like it creates a scent, you know.
Sure.
And I'm wondering if like do they have like is it necessary to put like gauze bandages over it occasionally with some kind of scent? Like I have a lot of questions. Listen, hey Marina, if I may, if you ever want to come and hang out and answer all of these highly invasive questions about your universe.
Talk to us about scent culture, scent logistics,
and if you haven't
biology.
Considered all of this until like if you don't have an answer because you're like I'm whimsying that, that's fine.
Because this is a highly specific thing to get stuck on.
I love world building, and I'm just so fascinated because they live in a bubble here, right? Like they live in a bubble. They play professional sports, and all of their friends are professional sportsers. And I would be so interested to know about the wider world.
Man, here's the best part about this. Alonso is absolutely befuddled as to why Levi would have projected his alpha scent all over the place. All of a sudden, when Z put his arm around his shoulders or something, he's like, what?
Melody,
what could be the variable that I am not involved in that would make that happen?
I am 30 Alanicon books deep over the last couple of weeks.
Nice.
And in those books, most sci-fi and also in Omegaverse, every time I read them, or paranormals, or super, like all of these things, fantasies, all of these things where people can sniff you out.
Mm-hmm.
I am so fucking grateful that we do not live in a world where we can be sniffed out and that we project everything that we're feeling on our insides through pores on our outsides.
Yeah, terrible.
Like,
terrible.
Terrible. I would never, I'd be agoraphobic. I would never leave my house.
Mm-hmm.
I would never leave my house, and I would have the smelliest bushes around my house. People, like, nobody is sniffing what I'm thinking right now.
That's right. You're going to stay out of my bed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, so dinner goes like, Alonso has a great time, but he is very aware that something's going on with Levi. But I do kind of love this because Alonso is starting to get to that part of the healing journey where he realizes that, like, he is not responsible for other people's emotions or other people's reactions. And so he does think to himself, like, yeah, something's going on with Levi, but, like, he's on his own journey. I had a great time connecting with this person that I barely allowed myself to be friends with. And it's really nice to know that there's a universe in which somebody still cares about me, even though we were, like, just on a team together. So then when they get back to the room, Levi is just, like, bashing around. He's, like, closing drawers. He's all tense. And Alonso's like, hey, what's going on over there? Are you okay? And Levi's like, yeah, I'm fine. And so he's like, okay, well, you're obviously not fine. And Levi comes over and he's like, so how good of friends were you with Z? And he's like, not very close. I don't know. And then Levi's like right up in his face. They're like nose to nose. And all of a sudden, Levi just pounces and he kisses his face off. And they end up fooling around right then and there. It's like, it's fast and it's frantic. And it's something that they just, like, have to do. And afterwards, Alonso is like, what happened there? I thought you didn't want to do this again. And Levi's like, well, I think I don't have to be weird about it. And it's good, right? This is my favorite question, I think, of maybe the whole book. Levi's like, and it's good, right? And Alonso's like, I mean, yeah, come on. Yeah. And he's like, so I don't think, like, maybe we could just keep doing this if you're into it.
We end up in Zippy Zack world.
Yes.
Of winning games, losing games, but snuggles and kisses and, like, closed door sex because it's a montage.
Right.
Except for the first time blowjobs, which was fun and full of chirping.
Yes.
Which was hilarious. And then Levi is like, so Alonso, All-Star Week is next week. Would you want to go to a cabin with me? And Alonso is like, yeah, I think I do. And he does. They go to a cabin. Levi gets a cabin for them. And Alonso just follows him immediately into the bedroom. And Levi's like, are we staying in the same room? And Alonso's like, nope, sorry. That wasn't what. And Levi's like, no, it's fine. I would love that. I just didn't want to assume. And Alonso's like, and then
let's think about it later.
A week of them being so cute and, like, falling asleep in each other's arms and waking up together.
And Levi planned every moment of it. Like, he did the cabin. He did all the logistics. He's the one who's like, you know, it's so cute because Alonso feels really cared for in a way that he never has before. Yeah, and they just slip into this, like, couple routine.
Yep, and then we go home. And we enter into what I have dubbed Levi's point drought. Where Levi can't score a point to save his life, and he is super anxious about it, and he's super down about it, but they're still snuggling and kissing and having sex, and it's very clear that Levi is coming to Alonso partially for, like, reassurance and, like, care. Yeah. Because he feels shit. And awesome. That's what good partners do for each other.
Exactly.
Like, They're so cute.
Yeah, their affection is multifaceted, for sure.
And then Alonso, every once in a while, Alonso gets a hair up his ass.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm taking charge. And in this one, he literally grabs Levi before a game, and he can tell that Levi is in a bad place, and yoinks him into a utility closet and said, here's what's going to happen. Alonso started. It doesn't matter if you get a goal tonight because you always help us win, don't you? Levi just blinked at him. Alonso went on. But if you get a goal, I'm going to take you home and give you the best blowjob of your life. I'm going to get on my knees and you can fuck my face until you come. And Levi was gaping at him now, eyes wide. And then you're going to take me to bed and open me up slowly like I know you love. You can tell me to grab the headboard and I'll be so good for you, Levi. And when you're hard again, you're going to slip inside me just like that. How does that sound? And then Levi's just like, yeah, okay.
I could make that work.
Okay, let's go. And then Levi gets a point.
He has a great game. Boy, does Levi. Great game.
Listen, you just need to find a person. And in order to inspire them, find what inspires them.
Yes.
And in this instance, railing Alonso into a mattress is exactly what inspires Levi. And so it's amazing. It's wonderful. It's super cute and intimate, except they do decide not to have sex when they're on the road.
Yeah.
And while they're on the road,
I think that's a prudent choice.
I think that's a great choice. Did we not just discuss having to put smelly bushes around your house so nobody can sniff you out? They are surrounded on all sides by hockey alphas in a hotel.
That also doesn't account for like any noise, you know? It's like a double whammy. Noise and the scenting from a mile away. Crazy town.
Listen, I wasn't even thinking of the noise as a problem because, like, in the right instance, shove a pillow in their face. It's hot. It's fine. Like, just shut them up. It's fine. But yeah, you're correct. 100%. So then it's so cute because Levi, God damn it. I know that I'm the only one who cares. I know it doesn't matter. I know it doesn't matter, but it does because Levi is spelled with an I.
I know.
Anyway, so Levi knows his rut's coming up. So the way that ruts work, and we didn't really dive into this. So omegas have heats like every other month, right? They're a little bit more like a menstrual cycle in the sense that it's common, right? Yeah. It's pretty regular. Alphas, however, have like 2-ish ruts a year. It's biannual, and specifically in sports like this, alphas don't take suppressants, but they do take like
stabilizers?
Yeah, something like that. She used a specific word that was like the perfect word, but it essentially it can push it off. You can choose when it's going to happen. And so alphas in this hockey world specifically wait until you have, a couple of days in a row where you're not going to be playing a game so that you can go deal with your bad, nasty self all on your own. And bad, nasty in a positive way, right?
Hell yeah.
Get your rut on, bro.
Yeah.
Get that nart sack. Except it doesn't happen. They don't not unless there's omega pheromones to make them not or something like that.
Yeah. Well, and so Levi asks, at first Alonso's like, oh, you want me to get out of here? And he's like, no, actually, I was wondering if you wanted to spend my rut with me. And Alonso is so down. And it feels so special, to be able to like be there for him like that. And it's also like very titillating because he doesn't know what to expect. Is Levi going to be like the really aggressive, like pound him through the mattress kind of guy? Or like, are his alpha instincts going to show up in a different way? And it's so cute.
It is so cute. And we don't really, it's a very short scene where we see his rut, but he is mostly just worried about taking care of Alonso. He's like, can I make you food? Can I make you soup? Do you want some coffee? Do you need a blanket? Can I cuddle you? Can I
Sabrina,
sniff you?
Can I just tell you one of the best things I've ever thought about is somebody so focused on nourishing me and feeding me to the point that they have like crazy eyes to see
Yeah.
whether or not I'm enjoying
Mm-hmm. They're like,
what they've
I made you
prepared
dinner.
for me. Yeah.
Did you like dinner?
Hello.
You want to snuggle?
Yeah.
You want to snuggle? Do you want to watch a movie?
I love it. Oh
Have you
my
seen The
God.
Little Mermaid? We can hang out.
Aw.
We can watch The Little Mermaid. Did you know there's a dick on the original VHS tape? Blink, blink. Blink, blink.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's also the scene where Gabby makes a comment leading into the route where he's
Yes.
like, oh, do you want to come stay with me while Levy's, rutting in the apartment? And Levy sends again in the middle of that locker room, just an explosion. And Alonso's like, no,
What is
I'm
your
good.
deal?
We'll be fine. I've been around him in a pseudo rut and he didn't attack me because he's not a territorial crazy person.
Well, and when he talks to him afterwards, he's like, Levy, he doesn't know I'm an Omega. He thought you would get territorial because I'm supposed to be an alpha. And Levy's immediately fine. He's like, oh, right.
Mhm. Well, yeah, because after Gabby walks away, Levy comes over and he's like, what was he asking you?
What was happening over there?
What was he thinking? What is he? Does he
Yeah.
think
Oh my
he
God.
can take my Omega?
It's so
It's
cute.
They're so funny.
Yeah. And everything just feels really, really right.
What would you do if your online store converted 36% more shoppers? You could take 36% more vacation,
Another pina colada?
Yes, please.
open a new retail location with 36% more square feet,
Fantastic.
hire 36% more help.
You're hired and you're hired.
Shopify has the world's best converting checkout, up to 36% better than other e-commerce platforms. What you do with those extra sales is up to you. Switch to Shopify today at shopify.com/listen and get a $1 trial. Shopify.com/listen.
And then it continues to feel really right because they get disqualified from playoffs. They're not going to
Yeah.
playoffs. And that's devastating and sad, but also not for us because it's the final game. His dad, Alonso's dad, is
Woof.
there. Levy's family is there to watch the game, and they all go out to dinner together. And I fucking love Levy's parents. The
Yeah.
Levines are the best bitches because when his dad starts being a fucking asshole, it's fine because the Levines shut that shit down.
Yeah.
And they don't even publicly call him out. They just don't give him room to edge in ever again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they push back on his notion that Alonso could ever be even close to something like mediocre or lazy or whatever, and then they just do not include him for the rest of the dinner while they're praising and just being warm and loving, right?
Mm-hmm. And then they go back. So
Yeah.
Levy ends up going back to Minnesota with his folks. Alonso goes back to Alberta to stay with his parents. He does get his own apartment, and his dad gives him the biggest shit for it.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't care. And he ends up he goes to the NHL awards. That's what it is. The guys see each other at the NHL awards again. And this is when they have that dinner.
Yeah.
It wasn't at that last game. I fucked up. But
that's
it's at the
fine, yeah.
NHL awards. They have dinner. He and Levy is like, come with me to Minnesota. Come back
Yeah,
with me.
Because after only I don't know, a month at home with his dad, Levy can see that Alonso's a different fucking person. He's just so beat down again. And then they have that dinner and everybody sees the way that his dad will treat him in front of other people. If that's how he treats him in front of other people, what the fuck is happening in private, right? And so, yeah, Levy's like, hey, you should come home with me and spend the summer with me.
And he does.
And
He goes back
Alonso's
to
like,
Alberta
I couldn't possibly.
for a second to grab all his shit and get
Yeah.
the fuck to Minnesota.
Yeah. And Levy's parents are so excited about this. His sister is so excited about this. And they end up basically moving in together for the summer. They're still training. They're going to lakes. Alonso's immediately just folded into Levy's life, hanging out with his friends, doing all the things, right? And it's so cute because like at one point he meets his best friend, right? And the best friend and Levi do this very complicated handshake. And then Charlie, the guy, looks over and he's like, oh man, we gotta teach you the handshake. And then Levi, adorably, is like, oh my God, how did I not already think of teaching you the handshake? And Charlie goes, I mean, you guys aren't really apart long enough to need something like the handshake. And Levi goes, you know what? Fair.
God. Charlie, I want Charlie's book because I feel like Charlie is just such a sweet little potato. And he's probably sitting there going, they're fucking.
My bro's in love is what he's thinking. Yeah.
That too. Yeah.
Well, and so
more importantly,
they're
in love.
Yeah. So they go to the lake together. Oh, this is so... Charlie, they're like a little bit tipsy, and Charlie's like, Alonso, it's you and me for chicken in the lake. And he gets Alonso up on his shoulders, and Levi's like, what's happening? And Alonso is like way coming out of his shell. He's cackling. They're winning all the chicken fights.
They end up chicken champion. He ends up chicken champion with Charlie, which is just a level of alliteration that brings a lot of joy to my heart. And the entire and then Levi does explode smell-wise.
Oh.
Levi is getting less and less able to control his scent explosions.
His alpha instincts. Yeah. Well, and it's to the point, and I think Charlie knows him well enough that this is like very out of character. And so, because at this point, I think he put his arm around Alonso's shoulder or something, and that's when the scent happened. And so he like backs away with his hands up, being like, whoa, Levi, everything's cool. Everything's fine. And Levi's immediately like, oh shit. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh God, I'm so sorry. And they like have to make up, right there. And they're just such good friends. And Alonso is so confused. Why would that happen again?
He brings
Sabrina?
it up because Alonso is like, that's not the first time you've done that.
Yeah.
The scent. And Levi's like, yeah, I'm sorry. Seriously, Olive, I know it's not cool to project like that. And he's like, Alonso breathed. No, it wasn't cool to warn alphas away with your scent, to lay claim to people like that, especially when they weren't even in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you then? It wasn't voluntary, but it happened for a reason. And then Levi says, I guess I'm feeling off kilter. We sleep together and we spend all our time together, but we're not actually together. And my instincts go a little haywire with it, with the not knowing. And then Alonso is like, I can't give him what he wants, but I can give him something. Yeah. And he says, will you stay with me for my heat?
Yeah.
I have to stop taking my suppressants. I can't go outside. Like, we're going to be very cloistered.
Mm-hmm.
But would you stay with me? And Levi, he's like,
over
really?
The goddamn moon. Over
oh my God,
moon.
yeah, I'd really, really like that.
Tell me what you like to eat. What do I need to get? How do I set this up correctly? Like, I'm so excited about this. Yep. It's so cute. And yeah, he takes care of him through his whole heat. And like takes care of him too, like both.
Well, so it's so cute because leading up to it, he's taking care of him. And at one point he brings home a bunch of blankets and pillows in a bag. And Alonso's like, what the fuck are those for? And Levi's like, your nest.
Yeah.
Obviously.
He's proud of himself too.
You gotta be nesty right now, right? And Alonso's like, I don't nest.
I don't do that. I can't do that.
Like,
I do not do that. I cannot. And then Levi looks over and he points to the couch where there's like a couple extra pillows. There's a lot of Levi's clothes. He was nesting without even really noticing that he was doing it. And he's mortified. He like crumbles in on himself.
Yeah, because it literally quotes, it had felt wrong to cycle without a nest, but Alonso had gotten used to the hollow, anxious feeling after a few years. Because the one time he nested, his dad was like, no.
He freaked the fuck out and tore it apart and told him no.
Not.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then it's so cute because Levi is like, okay, well, I know it's Omegas who usually nest, but like, I'd like to make one if that's okay, because I feel wrong without a nest.
Yeah.
And I'd love it if you helped, but you don't have to. And then we get a really cute scene where Levi keeps like putting things
Yeah.
And, like,
watching
looking
Alonso's
back,
face.
and then he'll move it someplace else, and then he sees a sign, and he'll be like, okay, good spot for
Oh,
nest.
perfect spot for
And then he'll
this.
be like, blanky?
Yeah,
And-
does it
and,
feel
like-
good is the first step.
Yeah, it's so cute. And Levi understands Alonso at such a fundamental level because Levi is not, like, he probably does feel a little off, but, like, he's not an Omega. And so
Yeah.
he's not the one who's going to be building the net, but he's like, Alonso is like, okay, in his head, he's like, okay, well,
If it's for Levi.
if it's for Levi, it's not me being weak. And not that making a nest for Levi makes him weak, or wanting a nest makes him weak. And he's like, I'm just actively not going to think about the double standard here.
Yep.
It's fine.
I'm not going to look at
But
that right now.
They do. They nest it up and they build it slowly, and they're just like,
Well,
they're
and-
so cute.
And like we said earlier, because of this sort of, confluence of variables that he's taking these suppressants that we find out are not actually good for him. They're like an outdated kind of suppressant. And because he's having to fight all of his instincts, the first 3 days, he basically has the flu on the couch. And Levy's kind of freaking out, being like, wait, why don't you need a doctor though? We should do something. But then once the suppressants wear off and then he provides this nest and they start acting within their natural dynamics, his symptoms disappear.
Mm-hmm. Because they
Yeah.
treated the cause, and the cause was him stifling
Yes.
his instincts.
Absolutely.
And then it's so cute because once the nest, all of this is ready to go, and they're like, oh yeah, we're about to be hitting heat times, and I'm into you. And Levy's like, can we take a bath? And I want to make a bath. I want to pamper you. And he does. He makes a big old fancy bath with a bath bomb and candles and smelly goods. And they go snuggle up in the bath and wash each other and cuddle. And oh my God, it's devastatingly cute.
It is.
And then the heat hits. And it's like, okie doke, it's time to go have sex. And they do. They have a ton of loving sex, and it's beautiful and wonderful. And it's a great series
They
of
both
scenes.
experience nart sacks for the first time. Nart snacks.
They do. They gobble those Nart snacks.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Alonso's
then,
like, not me, not me, not me, not me, not me. And Levy's like, anything you need, baby.
he's like, I want to gobble, please.
Yeah, right?
Let me gobble. And so they're living their best lives. And then, so it's post heat, right? It's wearing down. They're both exhausted. It's been a long fucking week, literally.
But they're also so happy.
Mhm.
They're just so content on the couch together.
And then they're snuggling and being cute, and Alonso is struggling because he is very aware that he's going to have to start taking his suppressants again tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that this was a wonderful break from reality, but it is not his reality. And Levi can tell that something has shifted. And Alonso is so anxious, but he still says, what are we doing? This is all just pretend. What's going to happen when we go back to New York? When the guys start asking questions about why we're still single, why we won't pick up, and he's just spiraling, and Levi stops and
yeah.
he's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Why are we worrying about stuff that hasn't happened yet? And Alonso is just
He's like,
And
because you don't lose everything in your life if we're outed. I lose everything in my life if I'm outed,
And Levi says to him, I'm not playing pretend here, Olive. I'm in this
Yeah.
for real. You're the most amazing person I've ever met, and I love you so much. I want to spend the rest of my life with you, and I know there'll be difficulties, but I think this is worth it. Don't you? And Alonso is just sitting there thinking thinking and processing. At first he can see it's the sunshine, this idea of just being with this person that he's in love with, but hasn't admitted he's in love with.
Mm-hmm.
And then he realizes, I can't. Because not only, yes, Levi would be forced into a closet. Levi would be deprived of, loving him in the open and living a life with joy and all of these things. And not only that, from him, as far as he's concerned, if it's out ever, he loses everything.
Yeah, and he's also thinking like, and even if he wants an Omega, right? I'm not the right Omega because I can't do all the Omega things that Omegas are supposed to do. Like I can't set up a home for him. And because he knows that he's on like very shady suppressants, there's a good chance he's never going to be able to have kids. And he knows Levi wants that and all that kind of thing, right? And so he's also beating himself up being like he deserves so much better. And so Levi at first tries to argue with him being like, no, I think we can work this out. Until Alonso says, I don't want that.
Yeah. Well, I think the most beautiful thing is that he doesn't actually fight him on it, really. Like, looking at the quote.
No, he doesn't argue. I'm sorry. He doesn't argue with him, but he's, like, pushing back, being like, we can, like, whoa, like, slow down here. Because Alonso's spiraling, and as he's like, whoa, like, slow down, I'm sure, like, he's, like, in the middle of a sentence, and Alonso just cuts him off, being like, I don't want it.
Yeah. And even with all of this, like, Levi is definitely brokenhearted, but he still cares, because Alonso's like, I'll get out of here, I'll leave immediately, and I'll figure out where I'm going. He's like, no. Stay here.
Please do not go back to your dad. Don't go back to your dad.
Yep, that is the core.
Like, I don't care what else happens.
And then Alonso goes into his room, and he's sad, and he's miserable, and it's the middle of the night, and he is devastated that he just lost the love of his life, and all of these things, but not for long, because in the middle of the night, he gets up, and he goes to Levi's bedroom, and he opens the door. He's like, be brave. For once, be brave. And all I could think was, Alonso, you've done nothing but be brave.
You're brave
this entire
every day.
book. Yeah, like... It's that idea of bravery is not an absence of fear. It's doing something, or like courage. What's that quote? You know what I'm talking about, though. Where
absolutely.
like
courage is not the absence of fear.
It's doing something in spite of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't start a business just to keep the lights on. You're here to sell more today than yesterday. You're here to win. Lucky for you, Shopify built the best converting checkout on the planet. Like the just one tapping, ridiculously fast acting, sky-high sales stacking, champion of checkouts. That's the good stuff right there. So if your business is in it to win it, win with Shopify. Start your free trial today at shopify.com/win.
Then he opens up the door, and Levi is laying on couch cushions.
On the floor.
And Alonso's like, what are you doing down there? And Levi said, I didn't want to mess up the nest yet. And Alonso's like, can we get in it then, if it's still there?
I loved this moment.
Yeah, and Levi's face crumpled. Please don't do this to me. I can't. And Alonso is like, no, I'm sorry. I'm so stupid. I want this too. I love you too. You deserve more than that. And Levi's like, no, come here. And they end up like curled up on the floor on the couch cushions, just snuggling. And they're together now forever.
They're together forever. And then the epilogue is the captain of the cats getting outed because of like leaked medical information, getting outed as an Omega. And in the locker room, they find out this information because a reporter after the game goes over to Gabby, the captain of the Hounds, and he's like, what do you think about the salacious news that Orion is an Omega? And he's like, wait. What's happening right now? And they tell him that it's leaked medical records. And Gabby's like, wait, so you're telling me that a crime was committed, that his personal private health information was just spread around without his consent, and the story here is that he's an Omega and not the fucking crime? You guys can fuck off. We know that Omegas play in the league. We don't talk about it, and they should play in the league. And he like stomps away. And then Alonso and Levi are standing there, and Alonso, like, for the first time, he's like, oh shit. Like, this might actually be a completely safe space, you know? And so, like, these whole vistas are opening up in his mind. And you don't find out what happens in that way until book 2 and 3, which I will be talking about on Patreon because I'm so excited about it.
I can't wait to hear all about it. I'm excited. I hadn't picked up the second book because I'm deep in Alana Khan right now.
Yeah.
But like, ooh, I know what's coming after my aliens.
Oh my
It's
God.
gonna be more Marina Vivancos.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Sabrina,
What
is your lady love?
Listen, I have a lot of free time on my hands right now. And so my lady love is Don't Starve Together. I got some news in my life that my life was going to be changing pretty drastically. And my brain went, we need to find something to be obsessed with.
Ooh.
And it did choose Don't Starve Together, which is a video game, and it's fun, and it is borderline impossible to play and survive if you don't know how to play, or you don't play with somebody for the first time. But it is just delightful, and I have the number of hours that I've spent watching YouTube videos about the game and reading articles about the game and doing things, that like while I'm playing a game, I literally have it up on YouTube watching other people talk about like tips and tricks and lore. And like, I have truly deep dived into the Don't Starve Together, like the Don't Starve franchise all over again. I've been playing the game for over a decade and I love the games, but it's been a hot minute since I've been like this deeply obsessed with it.
I love it.
And it's been a really nice break.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like something that just completely takes my mind off of what is happening, what's going on right now. And it's been really wonderful. And the best part is it's not a solo game. Like I'm playing it solo, but it's called Don't Starve Together for a reason. There's an original game called Don't Starve, and that is a 100% solo game. Don't Starve Together is intended to be played with friends.
Okay.
Which means me playing alone is exceptionally difficult right now, but it's fine.
Yeah.
But like, it's just wonderful. And I'm finding like friends play that I didn't know they even knew about the game. And so we have plans to make a little world together. Me and my best friend AJ, who's been my best friend for 16 years, I think now. Holy shit, what the hell?
Wow.
And like, that's the main game that we play together, me, him, and his sisters. And it's been wonderful. It's been such a good distraction the last couple of weeks.
Nice.
So my lady love is Don't Starve Together.
I love that.
What's your lady love, Melody?
I have a weird lady love, and you're going to have to stick with me because it's going to sound not great at the beginning. All right. My lady love is this guy who in April, just last month, he did release a video of him setting a warehouse filled with $500 million worth of supplies and goods, setting it on fire very methodically while saying, all you had to do was pay us a living wage. All you had to do was pay us a living wage. All you had to do was pay us a living wage. And look, I'm not out here saying that arson is good, okay? That's not what's happening.
Bold statement.
But
you heard it here, folks. Melody is anti-arson.
Yeah, like this is not me endorsing the behavior. I am, however, not surprised. And I'm like, I'm not impressed at that exact behavior, but it is really, really, really nice to see people across the country sort of waking up to this, becoming more class conscious, right? Because seeing people not blame immigrants or not blame brown people or not blame trans people and really just direct their fucking ire at the people and entities that deserve it. That's my lady love. I am just, because like seriously, I was looking into it and I think all that company would have had to give each person is like less than a $20,000 annual raise, and their profits, not the proceeds, the profits last year were insane. And like, all you have to do is treat people well, pay them a living wage, and it's just really nice to see the ire pointed in the right direction, regardless of how that is expressed.
Well, yeah, because we're so propagandized in this country, and a lot, I'm sure it's in other places as well, but like, there's the propaganda here that leads you to hate your neighbor instead of the person like stepping on you.
Instead of the person who's actually causing you harm.
Yeah, I read a couple of different poignant articles and miscellaneous posts here and there, and people talk videos, et cetera, where people are talking about the difference between wanting to get rid of the boot and wanting to, like, they're mad because they want to get rid of the boot, and they're mad, or the people who are mad because they want to be the boot.
Right.
And seeing people getting mad because they want to get rid of the boot is very reassuring when you hear what some other people have to say. And it's very clear that they're like, well, I want to be the boot, you know?
Right. Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's the thing, right? Like, a lot of times people want to be the boot because it feels like the only way that they can gain control or get a leg up or have any kind of meaningful difference in their lives.
Well, and frankly, in the society that we live in, that is the only way. Like, they're correct. The way society works right now, that is the only way.
What do you mean?
Like, fighting to be the boot is the way to better yourself within the paradigm that exists now.
Yeah,
and is
unless we reorganize things quite a bit.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I also mean that, like, they want to be the boot, and they're directed in the wrong place, and all of that is designed that way.
Yes,
right?
10,000%.
It's all fucking jazz hands.
It's fighting for scraps until you can build a house with the scrap.
Well, and it's all jazz hands, so you don't see the man behind the curtain, you know?
Well, it's all jazz hands because you don't realize that you're like, hell yeah, I got a mansion. And then you realize that the person who, like, they let you get a mansion.
Mm. Yeah.
You were allowed to get a mansion because it makes some of you happy. It's the idea behind, like, pick yourself. It's like the American dream style thing, right? Where you just have to, like, you can do it. You can make it. You can pick yourself up by the bootstrap. And it's, oh, man.
And only certain people get to do that, so they
yeah.
can point to those certain people and be like, see, it's a you problem. It's not a system problem. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's just really nice to see. It's just really nice to see this ire pointed in the right direction. It's questionable strategies, questionable tactics. Like, we probably shouldn't throw Molotov cocktails at Sam Altman's house. You know what I mean? But I do love that
Melody,
people are questioning Sam Altman.
Hang on.
That's all.
Oh my
Just
God.
Like, question it. And vote for progressive candidates. Like, go, please. Everybody, my other lady love is go to all of your primaries. We still have like 40 or so primaries over the entire United States. And if enough of us come out and show the corporate Democratic establishment that their time is over and you cannot fight progressive candidates anymore because we're just going to shove them into your face, that's what we need. Like, if you're in Michigan, go vote for Abdul Al-Sayed. Like, if you're, like, really look at where your primaries are, okay? Because mine is next month. Very excited about it. And they're going from, like, last week all the way through the end of the summer. And with all of the horrifying events of the Supreme Court gutting the Voting Rights Act and every single Republican in the South being like, oh, we can take our hoods off and within 24 hours redistrict so that Black people don't have as much of a voice. Excellent. Did you see that Republicans in Alabama voted through a tornado siren. They braved a fucking tornado because disenfranchising Black voters was that important to them. They couldn't even take a break.
Yeah.
No, so I guess my overall point is like control what you can control and be careful with your tactics, but it's really nice to see people waking up to the actual problem. It's really nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
going after the cause instead of the symptom.
Yeah, or just the scapegoats. Stop going after the scapegoats. All right. Keep being a badass and love yourself as much as you love
Gobbling
nardy
snarks.
snacks.
Nart-
Snardy snarks.
Gobbling nart snacks.
I love it. Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Getting all
Love
up
yourself.
in that nussy.
Never mind. I'm out. That's it.
bye.
We can't do any better than that. Bye. Love you.
Love you. Bye. Oh my God. Thank you for listening. Next week, we'll be back with a special crossover episode with the Overdue podcast guys. I mean, and honestly, the podcast crossover itself is overdue. We're recapping the MMYA Legend of the White Snake by Shir Lee. Heaving Bosoms is produced by us, Melody Carlisle and Sabrina Bradley. Editing is done by me, Melody Carlisle. Our theme music is by the incredible singer-songwriter Brittany Fonts, and our art is by the ultra-talented author Kate Pryor. If you like our show, remember to follow us on your favorite podcast app, rate us 5 stars, and leave a review. That one small action is a huge way to help the show. If you want to get in touch with us for advertising inquiries or anything else, you can email us at heavingbosomspodcast@gmail.com. If you want more of us, visit patreon.com/heavingbosomspodcast. You can also find us on Instagram at Heaving Bosoms, on TikTok at Heaving_Bosoms, and in our Facebook group, the Heaving Bosoms Geriatric Friendship Cult. See you next week.